I picked the Hagia Sophia as my art talk because I really enjoy visiting different cathedrals and churches around the country. Whenever traveling, I always ask to visit them. For instance, I visited Trinity Church in New York City, which is very historical and beautiful. Also, we visited St. Patrick's Cathedral in New York, which is the largest decorated neo-Gothic style Catholic cathedral in North America. Also, last summer in Savannah, Georgia, I visited the Cathedral of St. John the Baptist, which was absolutely beautiful. Thus, learning more about the construction, architectural and interior design, and history of the Hagia Sophia was exciting. During the reign of Justinian, who began in 527, the city of Constantinople, now present-day Turkey, became powerful because Justinian wanted to restore the majesty of the empire. He and his wife Theodora were fiercely partisan Christians who were interested in theology and church government. Therefore, he gave much to the church, which is evidently seen since he had the Hagia Sophia constructed. The Hagia Sophia is Greek for holy wisdom. It became the primary church in Constantinople, which is now Istanbul. The Hagia Sophia was destroyed twice, once by fire and once by the civil disorder of the Nike Revolt in 532. Justinian rebuilt the church using the plans of two architects, Anthimus of Tralles and Isidorus of Miletus. Justinian had the Hagia Sophia rebuilt in 532 and it was completed in 537. It is considered as one of the most important structures in the world. The Hagia Sophia was 269 feet long and 240 feet wide. The dome was originally 180 feet above the mosaic floor. The Hagia Sophia was a stunning architectural achievement that combined the longitudinal shape of the Roman basilica with the dome's central plan. And in the Hagia Sophia, the central dome is touched by two half domes, so that a person looking down at the building from above might see a nave in the form of an oval instead of a quadrangle. There are penitentives that reduce the weight of the dome because of the massive piers. The four triangular penitentives allow the weight of the circular dome to transition to a square supporting superstructure below without massive pillars or columns interrupting the eternal space. Because of the penitentives, there is an area between the drum and dome that has 40 windows that make the dome seem to hang in space. These windows cause light to stream into the church and refract off the mosaics and colored marbles that make up the gorgeous interior. Here you can see the dome and where the light is coming from the windows, making it seem to hang in space. Also, you can see the gorgeous interior. The Hagia Sophia was beautifully decorated with lavish interior design. The interior is lined with enormous marble slabs that almost replicate moving water. The central dome has many windows all around it and is supported by two semi-domes and two arch openings. The penitentives were covered with enormous mosaics of 6 winged angels called hexapterygon. The two arch openings are supported by massive porphyry columns which descend all the way to the floor. The mosaics on the main dome was probably a Christ Pantocrator that spanned the whole ceiling. It is now covered by remarkable gold calligraphy. On the floor of the nave there is an omphalion, which is the navel of the earth, a large circular marble slab, which is where the Roman and Byzantine emperors were coronated. As we were talking about the windows inside the dome, the light coming from the windows in the Hagia Sophia was actually a key theoretical element behind the entire conception of the Hagia Sophia. Light is considered a symbol of divine wisdom in the philosophy of Plato and in the New Testament. Light is not only used to see in the church, but is there to create a spiritual atmosphere that is similar to that of heaven. And it is a place where it seems that believers are bathed in the actual light of God. As people worship and sing praises to God with the light illuminating around them, the people may feel as if they are standing before God in heaven. I think this would be an awesome worship experience to have the light beaming in. The Hagia Sophia through the years. As the years went by, more emperors added to the Hagia Sophia. In 557, the dome partially collapsed and was reconstructed by Isidore the Younger, who was a nephew of one of the original architects. To fix the problems, Isidore the Younger rebuilt much of the original walls and semi-domes so that the new dome would last longer. Isidore the Younger increased the height of the dome, which increased the arc in depth. Also, he added 40 ribs for support. The Hagia Sophia's dome was repaired in 989. New mosaics were added to the church as the years went on. After the fall of Constantinople in 1453, the Turks turned the church into a mosque. The mosaics were whitewashed or plastered over because of the Koran, because the Koran prohibited the use of images. You can see here some of the images that were found after many years. Originally, the nave was lined with intricate Byzantine mosaics which portrayed scenes and people from the Gospels. After the Ottoman conquest, many of these mosaics were covered over with Islamic calligraphy and only rediscovered in the 20th century after the secularization of Turkey. One of the final additions the Ottoman sultans made to finalize the transition from Christian cathedral to Islamic mosque was the inclusion of 8 massive medallions, which you can see here, 2 of them, hung on columns in the nave, which have Arabic calligraphy inscribed upon them with the names of Allah, the Prophet, the first 4 caliphs, and the Prophet's 2 grandsons. The Ottomans also added a mihrab, a minabar, and 4 enormous minarets in order to complete the transition to a mosque. Here you can see the medallions hanging all throughout the Hagia Sophia. Eventually, the mosque, or originally the Hagia Sophia, was turned into a museum by modern Turkish state in 1935. Thankfully, some of the mosaics were able to be uncovered so people can get an idea of the original beautiful interior. I enjoyed learning about the Hagia Sophia, and it would be an honor to get to go and visit it, even though most of it still continues to look like a mosque. I found much of my information from Our Cultures and Values, a Survey of the Humanities book, written by Lawrence Cunningham, John J. Reach, Louise Fitchner-Rathis. Also, I found information about the Hagia Sophia from the Ancient History Encyclopedia from Thomas Cohen. Thank you for watching.